This video is brought to you by RV360 Solutions, where we're bringing the RV industry full circle by providing inspections, consulting, and training. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how I solved the problem of the overly bright LED lights in my Grand Design Reflection 303 RLS. So I installed a PWM LED light dimmers. This is a picture of the actual product that I got from Amazon, and I will leave a link to that in the description below. This set comes with an RF remote that's capable of controlling 4 different channels, and it comes with 2 controllers. So as a kit, you can actually set it up with 2 channels. So this is advertised as being able to control LED light strips. But I picked this up because in my RV, all of the LED lights are just so bright. I needed a way to try and dim them. So I just took a chance, picked up the single color LED controllers. So this kit will only work with a single color LED. Just for demonstration purposes, I have some of these little puck lights. They're just small little LED lights, but I wanted to see if this will work with regular LED lights or if it's strictly for the LED strips. I'm happy to report that this thing works great with my regular LED lights. I do have one minor complaint with this. So I have this set up just on a lithium iron phosphate battery. Every time I turn, so my power source is coming straight from the battery. Every time I turn this on, all of my lights are going to come on. So I'm just going to have to remember that. So in my RV, these are actually going to run through a switch anyway, so I'll just have to remember to leave the switch off. The remote seems really decent. Takes 2 AAA batteries, which it did not come with, but not a huge deal. So, back in my fifth wheel, these are the switches that I'm going to attach these 2 controllers to. So let me just kind of go over how these were originally wired. When you pull these down from below the cabinet, there's actually a lot of extra wire up there, which makes it nice to work on. So if we take a look at this switch right here, this blue wire goes out to the lights. And you can see if you follow it back far enough, we have the blue wire and the white wire. It makes it nice to do this because these 2 wires will go out to those pendant lights over the sink. This white wire being the ground and this blue and white wire coming from the switch. This yellow wire, and let's look at both of these. And I'm not entirely sure why they do this, but we have 12 volts and 12 volts. And then down here at the switch, they're jumping across. Again, not entirely sure why, but this is all 12 volts. And this is the ground. So the ground is going straight from this junction where all the grounds come together and going out to the lights. And then again, my 12 volts is coming in here, going through the switch, and then out on this blue and white wire. So same thing happens with this one. So what I did just as a test is took the wire, so that would be this black and white wire from here, and I'm running it straight through my controller now. So ground going out to my lights, and then this will be my pulse width modulated 12 volt line. So these 2 are again going to go out to those 2 lights, and then also the light up underneath there. So to get my power, right now I just have this temporary red wire. So again, I want this to go through the switch so I can turn this on and off at the switch if I want to. And then once it's on, I can use this controller to dim it. So my power is coming in on this yellow and white wire, going through the switch, and then out this red wire into my controller. And so the ground, I just have this yellow wire right now coming from this junction of all the grounds. So we have ground and 12-volt supply coming into my controller, and then ground and my pulse width modulated signal going out. So let me just show you how this works. So again, power coming in through the switch. Anytime I turn the switch on, the lights, as you can see, that light is on and that light is on. So anytime I send power to this controller, it automatically turns the lights on. So now that the lights are on, I can use my remote. So there's 3 presets on this one. So I can hit the dimmest, and you can see my lights are dim, and then the medium button, and then the bright button. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wire up the other one. And what will ultimately end up happening is, this is an RF controller. So the 2 controllers and all the wires are going to get pushed back up inside that hole. Because it's RF, it doesn't need line of sight for the remote to work. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get the rest of it wired up, and we'll see how it worked out. Okay, so now I have both my controllers connected. Let me turn on. So that switch was for those lights, and then the other switch should light up those pendant lights. So now I can use the controller to turn the lights off, turn the lights on, dim the lights, so you can see. Now I have a lot of, and let me hold the controller up here so you can see actually what I'm doing. So I'm dimming those lights, and I can also dim those lights with the same controller. So I think this is going to work out just fine. Again, I just have to get everything pushed back up through that hole. And then what I'll do is mount my remote control right there, so it will sit in that little holder. So basically, I can still turn the lights on and off with these switches. And then if I want to dim it, brighten it, whatever, I can use my remote control. Okay, so we got everything wrapped up, and I'm going to try and demonstrate how this works. So again, mounted the remote control here. So when I turn these 2 switches on, the controllers automatically come on, and they're going to come on to whatever the preset level was when you turn them off. So right now they're on high. So I'm going to bring the remote over and see if I can't demonstrate how this works. So these 2 buttons up here turn on and off both of the controllers at the same time. If I want to just deal with one set of lights, so remember, channel 1 would be my pendant lights, and channel 2 would be the bar lights. So I can turn on my pendant lights, and then I can just adjust the brightness using the thumb wheel, or I can use these 3 presets, and then I can turn on my bar lights. So whichever controller I turned on last is going to be the controller that will work with the thumb wheel and also with the presets. So if I want to control all of my lights at the same time, I have to turn them off and then back on, and now I can dim and brighten all of them at the same time. This is a really great setup because all I have to do is have the light switches turned on, and I can have the lights turned off here, and then while we're sitting there watching TV or whatever, all I got to do is have the remote, and if I want to turn the pendant lights on and brighten them up a little bit or dim them. So instead of having those stark LED lights on, especially at night when you're trying to watch TV, they're just so annoying. This is the perfect answer. So very happy with this, and I like the way that installed because everything tucked up nicely inside that hole. I didn't have to drill any extra holes. Used all the existing wiring, and I think it came out really good.